Welcome back, everyone. Let's now enter into the next segment, which is the glimpses of the glorious past on 25th July. On 25th July 2007, the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism visited Sri Sri Shivapuri Mahaswamiji of Omkar Ashram of Omkar Hills, who attained Mahasamadhi on the night of July 25th, 2007. As soon as the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism came to know about it, he rushed to the ashram and personally took care and attended to people and helped with cremation preparation. Below are some of the pictures that were taken on that day. On 25th July 2010, the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism shared that whatever life presents in front of you, have a deep friendliness, and when it comes as a larger than life, have a deep compassion for situations.
I welcome the media with my love and respects. Welcome all the dignitaries, especially Sri Vedandamji from the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, head of Tamil Nadu, and all other religious, social, political personalities. Welcome you all with my love and respects. Dear devotees, disciples, Samajis, my sannyasis and sannyasinis, and my people around the world who are here and who are watching through the live telecast, the web. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. Let me come to the subject straight away. First thing I want to tell you all, my beloved disciples, each moment, every moment, the way in which you guys are behaving and living is making me more and more and more proud of you all. You just stood. You just stood. I only said two words when this whole scandal broke out. Do not be violent, be completely non-violent and compassionate, and do not be taken away by cyclone of sensationalism. I'm so proud all of you did both. Did both. Guru Purnima is the day usually disciples give their gratitude to the Master. Today, I am giving you all my gratitude for standing up so beautifully in a non-violent way with a complete compassion throughout this candle and not being taken away in the cyclone of sensationalism. Just my secretary informed me the devotees and disciples who are here and who are watching around the world, attending this program from around the world is 3 times more than last year. Just before getting into the stage, my secretary has informed the people who are watching from around the world and who are physically present, all put together, 3 times more than last time. So, you all stood just with these 2 words. Handle the whole thing with a lot of love and compassion, non-violence, and don't be taken away by the cyclone of sensationalism. I really feel just by fulfilling these 2 words and by being here, you all have given me what a disciple can give to the Master. I am fulfilled. I am just fulfilled. And I wanted to tell you all, you have no more commitment towards the Master. Whatever a master, a guru will expect from disciples, you all have fulfilled it much more than that. So just before accepting your gratitude, your love, and your offerings, I give you all my gratitude and my love and whatever I brought to this world, it is all yours. The message I want to convey today is compassion, straight way to enlightenment. I can say, in a way, enlightenment, straight way to compassion. I feel compassion is ripe enlightenment. Just understand few satyas, very simple truths. The life is in front of you. When I say life, I mean whatever you experience and whatever you go through, whatever you live, and whatever happens and you do not want to live, try to avoid, all these put together is life. And you have something called the individual logic. The individual logic, we have various words to describe that individual logic. You can call it in a way mind or the individual self. Any word you can use, but the logic with which you experience life, the system with which you approach life is what I am calling the individual logic, the mind which each one of you are carrying. The life is what is happening in front of you, what is happening to you. The individual logic is with which you are perceiving the life. You are perceiving whatever is happening. As long as the individual logic which you are having feels relaxed, settled with what you are perceiving, you call that happening as peace. Please understand. Whatever individual logic you carry and the happening, life around you, as long as they two meet and are in tune, you call that as peace. But till the individual logic expands to the level of life itself, peace is only peace. P-I-E-C-E. It is not P-E-A-C-E. I can give you this one example. It's almost like life is a hill or ocean in front of you. The individual logic you carry is matchstick. With this matchstick, you always try to measure the ocean in front of you. Sometime, unfortunately, when you think the job is too big, you stop seeing the whole ocean or the hill. You start seeing very small part and use this matchstick. You feel comfortable seeing only the small part with which you can measure with your matchstick. Life happening in front of your individual logic is what I am calling the ultimate happening. Happening. Continuously it is happening. The life is presenting itself in front of your individual logic. The ocean is opening in front of matchstick continuously. When the individual logic is frightened, resists, the life is considered as pain. Depression, suffering. You stop looking at the whole life and you select a small part which you can measure very comfortably with this matchstick, your individual logic. You just shrink. Resistance. Approaching the life with resistance just shrinks you. This is what the story of Akalya means in Ramayana. It's a beautiful story. Once Indra comes in the form of Ahalya, a Rishi Patni, wife of Rishi. in the form of Rishi Gautama, and he lives with her. They both live the life. Then suddenly the Rishi comes back, and Ahalya was shocked. Then with whom she was sharing her life, her being, her body, her mind. Then she realized it is Indra in the form of Gautama. Of course, her trust towards the life was shaken. The life was presenting larger than the life size in front of Ahalya. Maybe the first sex scandal. She was so shocked. She just shrunk. The story says Gautama cursed her to be stoned. I can be sure Gautama cannot curse. He's an enlightened being, a rishi. Maybe she herself shrunk herself to a very limited part of life. Almost she removed all the trust, joyful, expanding part of her life and just present herself, shrunk herself. That is what the story says. She became stone. Means intense depression. Just shrinking, avoiding the life. Whenever the life presents itself in front of you, when the happening is happening, if your small logic, the matchstick, is shaken, if you are handling it with resistance, you shrink. Please understand, all the human beings who continuously shrink are moving towards hell. I can say, shrinking from life is straight way to hell. No, not even way. It is hell. Just shrinking from life, it is hell, nothing else. Please understand. Action, expression, creation is life. Action never puts you in hell, but your reaction when the life presents itself in front of you puts you in hell. That is why in the Vedic tradition, the god of creation, action, Brahma, is not that much worshipped, but the lord of reaction, Shiva, is the lord of destruction and rejuvenation. If your reaction is shrinking, Shiva is Yama, Kala for you. If your reaction is expanding every moment, Shiva is auspiciousness, causeless auspiciousness, the Lord of expansion and rejuvenation for you. When the happening is happening in front of you, means life is presenting larger than the life size. Whatever you know as life size, the life is presenting itself in front of you, means the unexpected events, unexpected happenings are happening in front of you. If you are sitting with resistance, violence, you will shrink. What Ahalya did, just became stone, created hell for herself. The second level approach, first level is animalistic, violent approach to the life, shrinking. saying just no, losing trust over everything and everybody. Most of us, when a crisis happens in the life, when the life comes to us larger than the life size, just lose trust over people, situations, and life. That is what I call creating your own hell. Customized hell. Custom made hell. Tailor made hell. The second level approach. Approaching with tolerance. Tolerating the crisis happening. I'll tolerate what can be done. Then it is not that by tolerance you are going to be out of the hell, but you will divert your attention from the hell. Inside the hell, you may try to have some entertainment. I know for sure enough of channels will be there to entertain you. Enough will be there. Just diverting your attention, not finding the solution, but diverting your attention. Buddha says in his Dhammapada, very beautiful story. A guy has fallen from a hill cliff, mountain cliff, and holding a root of a tree and hanging. Below, big river, and many crocodiles are just waiting for him. They may want to have a breakfast. And above, one tiger is just waiting for him. If he comes down for crocodiles, he is a breakfast. If he goes up for tiger, he will be breakfast. And he is hanging. Slowly that root is coming out. It is just sliding. To add the agony and pain, one rat has started biting the root and eating. In this situation, from nearby branch, from a honeycomb, few drops of honey has started dropping. This guy is opening his mouth and tasting that honey. This is what I call diverting your attention in the hell. The hell is there, but you just try to have some entertainment. No, let me have that. Diverting your attention. So whenever you have tolerance for happening, when I say happening, I mean life suddenly happening in front of you. Anything which you never expected happening in front of you. It can be anything. Accident, anything. Some disease or business loss. In various fields, various things. Losing your job, or if you welcome you all with my love and blessings. Today we are starting the Nirahara Samyama, third level. Let's move to the morning satsang. In Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, Sannyasa Yoga, 19th verse.
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गः येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्माणि ते स्थितः.
इह एव तैः जितः सर्गः येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थितः. The translation, here, ihaiva, in this world itself, the nature is surpassed by them whose intelligence remains impartial. For the Supreme Being that is flawless in the same, in all, therefore they remain established in the Supreme God. Krishna is too much. What he says, if you are established in the enlightenment space, in the intelligence, even now, all the rules and laws of the nature is changed. If you are established in the supreme consciousness, all the laws of the nature is surpassed. And I tell you, wherever you surpass the laws of the nature, that is what others claim as miracle. But for you, it is happening. The happening, which is the happening for unconscious fellow, is crime for society. Which is the happening for the conscious fellow, is being part of the nature, flow of the society. Which is the happening for the superconscious person, is miracle for society. Understand? Which is the happening for an unconscious fellow is a crime for society. An unconscious fellow does not plan and do the murder. Just yesterday, see, whenever I come to Tiruvannamalai, I have one habit. These local villages, 4 or 5 fellows are there who will give me a report. What is going on? That village talk. Who ran away with whom? Who is sitting with whom? Who is hanging around with whom? Who is killed by whom? Whose house is sold by whom? Whose house is bought by whom? I don't have time to see the news, CNN, IBN, or the international things. But I will have 2, 3 of these villages. One of my informer is this Krishnamurti. Swamiji, do you know a few days before there was a murder in Tiruvannamalai? I asked what happened, why, who. He gives me thoroughly who is the person who planned the conspiracy, who is the person who went and killed. I said, you are giving so much of information. Are you connected to police department? He says, no, Swamiji. Even police department doesn't know this much. I asked him, why did they kill that guy? He said, Swamiji, these fellows have done some other murder earlier. This person who got killed now is the eyewitness. If he goes to the court and gives eyewitness, they will all be convicted. I said, what an unconsciousness. See, to escape from one murder conviction, they killed another person. Now it is going to be double murder, 2 murder. So the person who has done both the murders is not conscious person. He is unconscious. He does not even understand the ripple effect of the whole thing. So, just the happening for unconscious person is crime for society. If you ask that guy who planned and did the murder, why did you do it? He will only scratch his head. Oh, I thought if this fellow is alive, he will come to the court and give eyewitness. that may lead to conviction. Okay, that is true. But now what have you done? You have done one more murder. So naturally it is going to be now conviction for double murder, two murder. An unconscious person does not think through. So whatever is the flow of life for him is crime for society. For a conscious person, whatever is flow of his life, like he wakes up, morning he goes to the job, works in his office, goes for lunch, comes back again, works in his office, comes back to sleep. Whatever is his course of life, the happening, it is part of society, the flow of society. If you ask him, why are you doing this? He says, that is the way life is. It is like a common understanding. If you are a girl, the moment you are 25, get married. If you are a boy, the moment you are 27, get married. Of course, what I am saying, age is a city limit, city age limit. In the villages, it is much less. These are all common accepted understanding. The commonly accepted understanding. It's a flow of society. If this is next, then this is next. If this is next, then this is next. The conscious person's the happening is flow of society. But the superconscious person's the happening is the miracle for society. When thousands of miracles are happening around me, I tell you, I promise you, I don't do anything. It is the happening for me. People come and tell me, Swamiji, I came to Kalpataru, I did not have kids for 20 years, I asked your blessings. In 1 year I am having the child. I am so happy. When I see the surprise in their face, I understand. So you fellow, you came without any trust or faith. That is why you are surprised. Because when people come and tell me, I don't get surprised. When you come to Kalpataru, when I am in that Samadhi, whatever I say naturally comes true. It is the happening for me. What is there in that to be surprised? But when these guys are surprised, they think I'll be very happy. See, I don't take myself for granted. I enjoy the devotion component of you reporting. When you come back and report to me, I did not have a child for 20 years and you blessed me in the Kalpataru, now I have a child. Your gratitude component I enjoy. There is a gratitude part in that. That I enjoy. But the surprise part I don't enjoy. Understand? I never enjoy the surprise part. It means what? See, if there is a gratitude component, you have a devotion. Yes, I did not have, I asked you, you gave me, I am grateful to you. But if there is a surprise component, I'll just turn my face and walk to the next person. Because I don't feel surprised. But when you come back and report, when I see gratitude, I'm very happy. I don't take myself for granted. I see the gratitude part. I do enjoy the gratitude part. But if there is a surprise part, then you did not comprehend or have deep trust. That is okay. All I wanted you to understand, just the happening, ordinary happening for me becomes miracle for you because of the consciousness established in the superconsciousness. Because it remains in the superconsciousness, in the highest intelligence, supreme being, even the happenings are celebrated as the miracles. Bhagavan is very clear, Krishna is very clear, he uses the word ihaiva taihi jitavasargaha Esham samye stitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasumat brahmani stitaha. Here in this world itself, the nature is surpassed by them whose intelligence remains established in Supreme Being. See about Trinyana Sambandhar, 292nd Guru Maha Sannidhanam asked me a question in Akashic reading. He put a question to me in the Akashic reading for Kalabhairava. What all miracles Jnana Sambandha Swami did? The Akashic reading I read out 78 times he broke the nature, law of nature, science and law of nature. I tell you that 78 incidents are miracle for us, but for Jnana Sambandha Swami, Trinyana Sambandhar, it is the happening. It is just the flow. Because he is established in the super consciousness, the nature is surpassed by them whose intelligence is established in Supreme Being. Ihaiva taihi jitaha sargaha yesham samye stitam manaha. 78 times nature would have tried to cross him and he crossed it. That's all. When he puts the palm leaf and it goes against the water current in Vaigai, when he puts the palm leaf into the fire and it does not get burnt, means he is not performing miracle. He is established in the Supreme Being. The happening itself is miraculous for ordinary people who sees the whole thing in ordinary mind, from the ordinary consciousness. Understand? Now, this is the sutra for all of you. This is the important understanding for all of you. Be established in ajapa japa, feeling connection and unclutching. You will simply pass the law of the nature, which is you can't live without food. You will just surpass it. Be established in the supreme consciousness. You will just surpass the law of nature. You can't live without food is a law. It's the nature. You will just surpass it by being established in Supreme Being.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi,
Nityanandeshwara Samarambam Nityanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis sitting with us in Rajya Sabha and all over the world through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, Lotus News Channel, Ishwar TV, and through two-way video conferencing, having Naina Diksha, cities sitting with us through two-way video conferencing in 23 countries, Los Angeles, Ohio Mashivananda, Port Washington, East London, Hyderabad Gupta Kashi, Indrani Malhotra, Hong Kong, Vancouver, Devon, Annanagar, Dubai, Singapore, Kathmandu, San Diego Pacific Beach, Paris, Sacred Arts University, Nithyananda Nagar, South Dakota, Saint Crystal, France, Houston, Kalahasti, Kuala Lumpur, San Jose, Oklahoma, Hyderabad, Charlotte. That's it. I welcome Oman Sivagangai and Phoenix, Seattle, Toronto, Bangalore. Welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today I'll expand on instant process for completion. Please understand, you need to receive it from the space of listening. Instant process for completion. If you listen intensely, end of the satsang, you will be complete. First, please listen. Please come to the space of listening. I wanted to define cognition. I'll give you a few definitions. Then I'll expand on the process of instant completion. First, understand what is cognition. Cognition is receiving information, the process where we receive information through our five senses, process that information internally, relate with it based on your root patterns, and respond to life from the understandings of your patterns we derive from. Means understanding from your responding from your patterns is known as cognition. Listen, I am repeating the process where we receive information through five senses, internalize with our patterns, respond based on our patterns. Is cognition. Normally this is cognition. Now I want you just to understand the second statement I want to make. Please understand, there is no connection between the first statement I made and the second statement I am making. I defined cognition. Now I am going to define authenticity. It is like I am preparing many items for cooking. In the end, I'll put everything together and cook and give you the food. I'm just preparing the ingredients for cooking. First I cut carrot, then I cut brinjal. You can't say, what is this? You cut carrot and without even putting that into the oven, you are cutting the brinjal. No. First I'll prepare, then I'll give you the final understanding. Listen now. Cognition. Understand the truth about cognition. Receiving information through 5 senses and internalizing with your root pattern, responding based on your pattern is cognition. Understand authenticity. I am giving you a little deeper definition. Authenticity is nothing but being sincere to the 4 aspects of you. What you feel as you, inner image. What you project you to others, outer image. What you think about others and life, others' image. Image about others and what others hold you as. Others' expectation. Mamakara, inner image. Ahankara, outer image. Swa-anyakara, image about others. Anyakara, others' expectation about you. What others hold for you. In all these 4, being sincere, please listen, being sincere in all these 4 means what? Having best inner image, having best outer image, having best idea about others and life, and being very sincere about what others hold you for. I tell you, please listen. Spend few minutes to sit and define what you want to feel you. What kind of a feeling about you will be the best for you? What do you think is best you? Define. What do you think as best outer image for you? What's the best way you wanted to project you? Same. What's the best image you wanted to have about others and life? What is the best sincere way you want to take responsibility about what others hold you for? Define all these 4. Anything which disturbs in any one of these is a incompletion. Understand? Anything which disturbs any one of this is an incompletion. If you understand authenticity, listen. I am creating separate ingredients so that in the end I will give you the complete understanding. It's one of the powerful revelations I had yesterday night in the Samadhi, because last few days we are having the College of Pitadishwas, the meeting of all sannyasis and Naishtika Brahmacharis, Krama Brahmacharis, other than Gurukul kids who don't need this meeting. We are having a meeting and where we are discussing and trying to help each other to hold ourselves in the highest context. And I am personally sitting and spending as much time as I can and helping, enriching. So this was one of the biggest problem. Many were expressing in the discussion, some for themselves, some for when we teach, when we help others. How can we handle this? Holding ourselves and others in the highest context, the best possible space. So yesterday whole night I was sitting with that mood that there should be some clear understanding, experiential solution for this. I think Kalbhairava brought this kind of disciples towards me so that I will continue to find solutions. So that continuously I will be contemplating and finding more and more solutions which will be used for the whole world. Which will be useful for the whole world. See, if not for these disciples and their problems, I'll not be contemplating on this. I'll just pass away into Samadhi and come back next morning and but now, because of these particular definite unsolvable problems, I also contemplate on it, and then the truths are revealed which is useful to the whole world. Listen. Please understand. I have defined cognition. Now I have defined authenticity. Then I defined incompletion. Now I am giving you one more understanding. Please understand. All these four have only you as the central focal point. So, if you are at the peak and best of all these four, you are living in a state of completion. I am just defining. Don't worry about how to go it. How to go there, I'll explain now. All these four means inner image, what you feel about you, outer image, what you project you to others, others' image, what image you have about others and life, and others' expectation about you, what others hold you for, anyakara. In all these four, you are the center. Have best inner image. Have best outer image. Have best image about others and life. Decide to hold yourself in the highest space of what others hold you for. Being sincere to all these four is authenticity. Actually, I have defined authenticity completely in a new way. Anything, if you don't believe, even while you are defining, if you have a doubt, oh God, I don't think I'll ever be able to achieve this state at all. That is what I call self-doubt. If you sit and write pen down, while you pen down itself, your pen will be stuck. Because the black is not in the ink flowing into the pen. The black is the consciousness flowing into your brain. So if your pen is stuck, be very clear, that is what is self-doubt. And I wanted you to understand, consciousness is the ink, kala, time, is the paper, your body is the pen, your will is the decision to write. Anything you write in your inner space will become reality. When you write about you, even in the outer space, in the paper and pen, if you are stuck, or if you have a doubt, you will never be able to realize this. That is what I call self-doubt. Or if you think anything is an obstacle for you being sincere in all these four, that is the incompletion you have. This is the method to diagnose incompletion. This is the method to diagnose incompletion. Next, please understand. Next, very important. ध्यान से सुनिए. Listen. Listen. I have defined cognition, authenticity, incompletions, completions. Completion also I have defined theoretically. Now, how to experience it? How that can be your life? One more great news you have. Cognition is not an established organ of you. It can be programmed as you want. Listen. From today, if you strongly start believing, even with your doubt, self-doubt and all, that this pillar is God, the way you behave with this pillar and the power of your cognition will make few more others will believe, and maybe in next few months or few years, based on that your strength of your cognition, this pillar will be worshipped as the God and it will become a temple. Separate temple will be built for this pillar. And I know there are in many temples, separate temples are built only for pillar. In Tiruvannamalai there is a temple, there is a shrine called Kambatkalayana. Means there is a small Subramanya carved on a pillar. The great saint Arunagirinatha declared that pillar is a God and that Subramanya is a living deity. Power of his cognition and the people around him, their cognitions. Now there is a huge separate temple standing just for that pillar. It is a pillar of another one hall, but just for this pillar, separate temple is standing. That pillar is the Garbha Mandir now, and a separate temple is there. Same way, if you cognize in this pillar, ghost is there, don't go near. The power of your cognition, the way you behave and respond to this pillar, and the way you affect the others' cognition about this pillar, in few months, people may abandon even this whole hall, may never enter in. How many of you cognize what I am saying? So please understand, your cognition is not a natural organ of your system. It is programmable, transformable, possible software. It is not hardware. Because it is there for quite a long time, you mistake the difference between software and hardware. Your eye is hardware, your ear is hardware, but hearing is software. Seeing is software. Please listen. Because you continuously see, you forget seeing is a programmable. Seeing is changeable. Seeing is transformable. Cognition is changeable, programmable, transformable. This is the great news. Listen, this is the great news. Even your doubt, who wants change? I even have laziness to wanting to change. I have doubt whether I really want to even change. Even that can be changed. That is the beauty of cognition. Why do you have a doubt? Please listen. You try to go on cooking without lighting the stove. You brought a vessel and you put all that, try digging, shaking, doing everything. You try 10 times. Then after that you decide whole science of cooking is a false lie. But you forget one of the important things required for cooking is the fire, which you did not create. Do I want to change? I feel lazy. Is also one more cognition you have. Is also one more cognition which is transformable, which is changeable. Everything that exists and you experience as reality stems only from your cognition. All incompletions are functions of only your cognition. Listen. So whether it is incompletions or completion, it is your cognition. The great news is cognition is changeable, transformable. All completion is also only your cognition. All completion is your cognition. All incompletion is your cognition. Your cognition alone binds you. Your cognition alone liberates you. Now you need to understand. Please listen. First pen down all the 4 items. Not now. Later on sit and pen down. Now drop your paper and pen. Later on sit and pen down all these 4. Most sincere inner image what you want for you. Most sincere outer image what you want to project as you. Most sincere image about others and life what you want to carry. the most sincere, others' image, how you want to hold yourself up to that, make a clear description, then start penning down what all is the obstruction, what all obstacles for you realizing that. Those obstacles, those obstruction, listen. Those obstructions are incompletions. Before entering into conclusion, I wanted all of you to understand, only then the conclusion will work. Before starting the cooking, you have to keep all the ingredients ready. After lighting the fire, you cannot run and make paddy into rice. You can't say, oh God, I forgot to cut vegetable. I have a full pumpkin. What can I? Shall I throw the whole thing? No. You can't. What are all the obstacles that come in the way of you being the peak and best in all these four at any given point in time are incompletions. Pen down all the incompletions. Please listen. After you pen down all the incompletions, understand it is your cognition which is changeable. Actually, you have only one root pattern that your cognition can't be changed. Listen. The root of the root pattern is only one. Your cognition can't be changed. Because of that root of the root pattern, your cognition can't be changed. No completion works on you. You stand on that in the train. See, you are going from here to Varanasi. Train stops at Mohal Sarai station, from where you have to go to Varanasi. You see the board Mohal Sarai, and you never got down from the train into the platform. Train moved before you got down, but you don't realize that, and you start walking inside the train itself. To and fro, to and fro. Will you reach Varanasi? Once Mullah Nasruddin was going in a boat. He started walking to and fro inside the boat. The boatman said, "Sir, why don't you sit down?" This guy says, "No, I have no time to sit down. I am in a hurry to reach the place. I have to walk quickly." Walking quickly inside the boat is not going to take you anywhere. So with a strong root of the root pattern, that cognition is not changeable. Any amount of completion is not going to work for you. First understanding you need is Cognition is changeable. You may not be able to cook for last 20 years because you forgot how to light the fire. Because of that, the whole science of cooking is not lie, false. Getting it? Same way, with this deep cognition, cognition is not changeable. Maybe it is changeable for others, not for me. With that cognition, any completion you do, what will be the result? Zero. Understand? Cognition is changeable. Cognition is changeable, transformable, is the first cognition you need to have. That is the first cognition you need to have. Whenever people realized cognition is changeable, spontaneous enlightenment happens. Please understand. People who do completion, with this basic root pattern of cognition is not changeable, then finally at one point they break and understand cognition is changeable, become enlightened. That is called enlightenment process, gradual enlightenment. People who understand immediately cognition is changeable and awaken are people who have become spontaneously enlightened, instant enlightenment. Understand, cognition is changeable with this truth as fire. The ingredients you need to add into the vessel is the right inner image, sincere mamakara, sincere ahankara, sincere anyakara, sincere swa-anyakara. It can be up to your sincere. It does not need to be up to others' sincerity, your sincerity. Add these 4 ingredients and remove the skin. While you cook, you remove many vegetable skin, peel it off and throw it away. What's the skin need to be removed is, which is obstruction for all these 4, the incompletions, are the skin you need to peel and remove. And please understand, in cooking you need to peel the skin and remove. Here, with the process of enlightenment, you don't even need to do that. Just if you decide, please listen, just if you decide, with this authentic 4 components of me, from now onwards I cognize, I decide to cognize this authentic 4 definition about me as me. And anything which is abstractly, I decide to disown them. I decide not to recognize their presence anymore in me. Just the decision is enough. Now I know you will have, oh, I can't decide because I have decided many times like this, but it never worked. That's one more thing you need to throw with your decision. And you have a problem, no, all this I do, but after 2 days I forget the whole thing. I feel bored, I feel tired, I forget, then nothing works for me. Please listen. All these days, you never allowed the truth of cognition is changeable. You go on believing because you are seeing from the time of your birth, seeing is hardware of you, like eyes. You don't separate eyes and seeing. You don't separate ears and hearing. You don't separate tongue and tasting. If it is there, it is there, which is not truth. Cognition is changeable. Cognition is transformable. With this clarity, the cognition is changeable, cognition is transformable. Desired, I tell you, just know your incompletions. With this clarity of cognition is changeable, the incompletions will lose power over you. Incompletions will have power over you as long as you feel cognition is not changeable. Come on. Be integrated, authentic while you answer. How many of you strongly believed till today, unconsciously, that cognition is not changeable? Raise the hand. With this unconscious baseline, any
Yes, it's time for us to get ready to receive the darshan of Supreme Pandu of Hinduism. We'll now be entering into meditation. I request everyone to be in the meditative state to receive the Supreme Pandu of Hinduism.
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all